Have you ever scrolled through your feed, seen a trending hashtag, and thought, what did they do this time? One day, someone is celebrated, admired, even idolized. The next, they're a disgrace, their name dragged through digital mud, their career shattered, their legacy rewritten. And for what? A tweet from a decade ago. A bad joke, a mistake, something all of us have made at some point in our lives. This is cancel culture, a system that promises justice, but often delivers something far more dangerous. Today, we're asking, is this the accountability we need? Or have we created a new form of public execution, one that thrives on outrage, feeds on destruction, and leaves no room for redemption? Cancel culture isn't new. The idea of punishing people for wrongdoing has been around for centuries. Ancient societies had exile. The Middle Ages had public shaming. The 1600s had witch trials. But now, it's global, it's instant, and it's everywhere. One accusation, true or false, can end a career overnight. We saw it with Hollywood. We saw it with influencers. We saw it with regular people who never expected their names to be on the chopping block. Social media has become our courtroom. Likes and retweets, our jury. The verdict? Almost always guilty. And sometimes, that's justified. Movements like #MeToo exposed real abusers, people who used their power to silence victims for decades. In those cases, cancel culture wasn't just a Twitter trend, it was justice. But where do we draw the line? Because justice isn't the same as revenge. And when cancel culture goes too far, it stops being about accountability and starts becoming something else entirely. There's a difference between calling someone out and tearing them apart. We say we want people to grow, to learn, to change, but do we? Or do we just want to see them burn? A comedian makes a joke that doesn't age well. A YouTuber says something ignorant. A teenager posts a thoughtless tweet. The response, not discussion, not education, but total annihilation. Apologies don't matter. Context doesn't matter. Nuance doesn't exist. It's not about making things right. It's about making an example. And in this game, there are no second chances. It's easy to forget that behind every canceled person is, well, a person. Someone with a life, a family, a past. Someone who, just like you, has made mistakes. And if your worst moment was recorded, dissected, and thrown in your face years later, how would you survive it? The scariest thing about cancel culture, it doesn't just punish bad behavior. It creates fear. People are afraid to speak, afraid to ask questions, afraid to learn. Writers self-censor. Comedians second-guess their jokes. Students hesitate before sharing an opinion in class. Not because they don't care, but because one wrong word, and they could be next. Think about that. We claim to fight for free speech, for open conversations, for progress. But is it really progress if people are terrified of saying the wrong thing? And if we silence everyone who disagrees with us, what's left? An echo chamber. A world where people don't learn, don't grow, don't change because they're too afraid to even try. Here's the problem. Cancel culture rarely fixes anything. It punishes, yes. It shames. It destroys. But does it create real change? Does canceling someone for an old tweet end discrimination? Does ruining a career teach someone to be better, or just to be quieter? Does public outrage solve the world's biggest problems, or just distract us from them? We cancel celebrities for their personal lives, while ignoring billion-dollar corporations exploiting people daily. We destroy influencers over a bad take, while politicians with actual power remain untouched. We think we're fighting injustice, but sometimes, we're just playing into the system, attacking individuals while the real problems remain untouched. And that's not justice. That's performance. The internet loves to cancel people. But have you ever noticed how selective it is? Some people get canceled instantly. Others, they get a free pass. A celebrity is exposed for something terrible. But if they're charming, funny, or rich enough, the internet forgives them. Meanwhile, someone else less famous, less powerful makes a much smaller mistake, and their life is ruined. Why? Because cancel culture isn't about fairness. It's about popularity, about who we like, about who we want to see fall. Justice shouldn't be a popularity contest. But in the world of social media, That's exactly what it is. Here's the truth. Nobody is perfect. Not me. Not you. Not the people we cancel. But cancel culture treats people like they should be. Like if you've ever made a mistake, said the wrong thing, or held a bad opinion even years ago, you're beyond redemption. But let me ask you this. Who were you 5 years ago? 10 years ago? Are you the same person now? If you had the chance to grow, to learn, to evolve, why shouldn't others? The internet acts like people are born with perfect morals. But in reality, growth is messy, learning takes time. And if we don't allow room for that, we're not building a better world, we're just creating a new kind of prison. So, where do we go from here? Should we stop holding people accountable? No. Should we ignore harmful behavior? No. But maybe we start asking better questions. What's the goal? Punishment or education? Is this person willing to change? Do they deserve another chance? Are we applying the same standards to ourselves? Because if we demand perfection from others, we should expect it from ourselves too. And if none of us are perfect, maybe it's time we start allowing people to grow. Cancel culture isn't the answer. Real accountability is. And that takes more than a trending tweet. That takes real, uncomfortable, human conversations. And maybe it's time we start having them. Pause. Let the words settle. Because in the end, the goal isn't to cancel, it's to change.